Next up, at UFC Baku, we have Seokhyeon Ko taking on Oban Elliott. I'm gonna try to enunciate every letter in this guy's name because I'm not saying anything offensive, and I'm certainly not implying you should do anything to me. Seokhyeon Ko is 11-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, and this is his UFC debut after a failed attempt at a UFC debut just a couple weeks ago, taking on Oban Elliott, 12-2 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. He is on that 8-fight win streak. Sakyan Co is, again, making his second attempt at a UFC debut. He was supposed to fight Billy Ray Goff just a few weeks ago. He couldn't get a visa. He's got his visa, assumingly. It's all sorted out, and he should show up here. Style-wise, he's a heavy-handed striker. He can work in some takedowns, but he is stiff as shit. Just real, you think he has arthritis. Wildly stiff. And because he is stiff, though, he can generate some very real power. It's just like, wow. It's not fast. It's obvious, but it is powerful. He can definitely knock you out with one punch, but you can kind of see them coming. Everything he throws is heavy as hell. Half the time, it's also wild. He just does crazy shit. He's got a decent sprawl if you shoot a takedown. I imagine those hips are heavy. He looks like he's insanely strong. But if he can't take you down and he can't land that big power, there's just nothing left. That's literally all he has is land huge power. He's taking on Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott's a pretty well-rounded guy. He's got plenty of cardio, good footwork, a lot of tools in his bag. When he's striking, he wants to dance around on the outside. Then he'll fire off overhands, work his way in. He's fast. He's athletic. He's got some flashy stuff. There's some good takedown defense. If he is taken down, he does a good job creating scrambles, working to his feet. He's not chasing submissions. He's not doing any of that nonsense like we talked about earlier with some of the ladies. And he's coming off that win over Basel Hafez where he was losing that fight. And then he found that big knockout. And obviously a knockout could happen here. Ko could find the knockout. He's got giant power. But I think he's going to need more than just big power to win this fight. Oban Elliott is too mobile. Oban Elliott has too many tools in his bag, and he's not just going to be standing there waiting for a giant overhand to hit. So Oban Elliott's going to be the pick. This line is actually not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. I thought Oban Elliott was going to be this week's minus 900. And on this card, we honestly don't have the chaos. And maybe some people felt burned on the last card because of fucking dumbass Umar Sy. Maybe that's why. But we don't have a huge 700 and 800 favorite. We have the biggest favorite on this card, minus 455. And I think he should be the biggest favorite. I think if he was minus 700, it would be somewhat reasonably priced. I think Oban Elliott sort of styles here. I also think he can find a finish. If he can't find a finish, Ko might. So the under 2.5 makes sense. I placed a bet on the under 2.5. It is a plus money bet, and that was on the board. You got a push notification to your phones when that happened. If we take a look at DraftKings Fantasy, we got $9,500 versus $6,700. The only way the $6,700 is worth it is if he does something. I don't think he's going to do anything. I think he's quite literally going to be waiting too long, trying to find any big power, and he's not going to find it. So I don't think he's worth the money. I do think Oban may be worth that money. I think we can get a finish here. I think he could find it. And with some of the dogs that we talked about earlier, we could afford Oban Elliott. If you want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool, just like the one I told you about, you can do so now. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click a nice little button at the top that says Become a Member. Once you click that, it unlocks everything. It's $10. You have access to everything. The entire website is unlocked. There's no tiers. You're never going to click on something where it says, oh, you need to add the... No. All of it, every tool, every pick, everything. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's for an entire month. That'll get you UFC 317, 318, the 2 fight nights in between. Couple of comments here. Fucking Joey, do you not listen? I said turn your camera on. Your camera's not on. There it is, you fucking muppet. I'll throw you on for the next fight. Unbelievable. Fucking, he's sending me private chats. Just sitting there with his camera off, not understanding what's going on. It's unbelievable, really. $5 super chat from M. Humongous. Omar Sy is the reason France is my least favorite African country. He didn't burn my parlay, but he should have. Yeah, that guy fucking sucks. What an absolute... Dude, how are you that physically gifted and that fucking soft? I would have preferred if Umar Sy came out there guns blazing and got caught and knocked out. He went out like a man. That happens. These are fist fights. But he went out there hanging out on the outside, pitter patter, just one strike. Oop, oop, don't hit me. Get the fuck, you fucking soft dweeb bitch. And now the worst part about Umar Sy, here's the fucking worst part. He lost to a 40-year-old because he was afraid to engage because he's a soft pussy. He won the second round using grappling. Fine, not beautiful, but he was winning that second round. Decided not to do more of the same in the third round, so he's a soft pussy and stupid. The worst part is, in his next fight, we're all going to remember that he's a stupid soft pussy, and we're not going to bet him. We're going to fade him, and he's going to win in spectacular fashion. He's going to be worth. That's what's going to happen. So we should hate his guts. He's just fucking. The same dumb shit happened when William Gomez. We're like, he's just a point striker. He's soft. He's a nerd. Then William Gomez fights fucking, who's that wildly dangerous dude? He ends up winning a decision. He probably shouldn't have won, but we saw some actual aggression out of him. He looked pretty good. Joe Anderson Brito. He looked pretty great. We bet him on his next fight. Just lets us all down because he sucks. Thanks for the $5. We could all just unite in our hate for Umar Sy. He looked like Patchy Mix. You're right. Except, no, you know what? It wasn't as bad as Patchy Mix because in the second round, Umar grappled and won because he grappled. What was insane is he didn't try that again in the third round. How do you have that success and then not do it again? What did your corner say? Oh, you look too good in this round. Don't do that again. You might accidentally win this fight as a minus 700 favorite. You fucking idiot. All these comments are about anti-France. If you're French and you're watching, I'm sorry. I don't have a problem with the French people. You're not going to produce fist fighters. That's not even Cyril Gane. He's talented, but he's not a fighter. He's just a talented guy. A lot of Oban here. Somebody said, "Where's the Oban?" Somebody said something about Oban's overrated and everybody jumped down his throat. So a lot of Oban here. That's the breakdown. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I did not.